Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
The Nintendo Shack is back. Welcome to PSVG's Nintendo Shack, a proud member of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network. I am Jason Lacey, joined once again by Mr. Donnie Reese.
Greetings, Koopalings!
And don't call it a comeback. Do not adjust your feeds. Do not reset your streams. That is Bobby, the Nintendo Guru Pauls, making his first appearance on the Nintendo Shack.
It's been forever. I've been wanting to get on this show. Donnie told me I wasn't allowed to be on the show, and then apparently it has to we have to kick a member off the show in order to bring me on, and then all day the threat of throwing me away again.
Hey, if she was here, you're out. That's it. Like she's if you haven't noticed, she's the star. She's what brings what brings everybody to the show.
Well, with you two deadbeats, I get it. I understand totally. You know what I mean? Especially like, come on. So
yeah, I have a tendency.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this, guys. I do. I like it.
Well, of course, we're great. Hey, this is like the first time I've seen you, like.
I know.
In forever.
We've talked a lot.
We talked, but it's good to see your smiling face, Mr.
I don't know
Pauls.
about all that. Let's not get crazy, but it's it's something.
Yeah, I for one am glad to be talking to you again as well.
Donnie, I haven't talked to you in forever, man. Like, and we're gonna correct this nonsense very soon. It's coming. You know what I mean? But
the teasing is starting already.
Are you going to take back your rightful heir? It's like a Wakanda thing. Are you going to take back your rightful throne and send Jason Lacey down here back to the minor leagues?
Yes. We're just going to say yes. How about that? There's a lot of so much stuff going to happen, so much news going to happen that is going to blow some people away. Like, I have been plotting since the minute I left. I've been plotting a return, so it's soon. That's all I can say. It's soon, so we'll see.
Well, I think it's safe to say I myself am looking forward to it, and I think there's many, many other people out there that are welcoming the return of Bobby Pauls to our podcast feeds, our YouTube streams, our many things. I think we anxiously await what
I think you need to learn the definition of many, many. Like, I don't think you understand what that definition means. Like, two people is not really many.
Oh, please. Now you sound like me. Jeez.
Exactly.
You've been on Fluxipose. We like the self-depreciating humor. I mean,
this is true.
But come on, Bobby. Come on. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to everyone who is watching and listening. This is Nintendo Shack. We record live on YouTube Thursday nights at PSVG Podcasts, youtube.com/PSVG Podcasts, of course. And this releases to your YouTube feeds just about everywhere you could possibly digest a podcast on Fridays. So welcome. And tonight we thought, Bobby's here. We thought to get caught up with Bobby a little bit. Of course, see what he's been up to. Maybe a little more. Maybe if we can pry some details out of him. I don't know if we'll be able to pull that off. And we got some news that dropped this week. We want to recap. And as if you've been joining the PSVG podcast train as we make our way towards E3, this will be our official prediction show. So we'll do that. Follow the norm here. Or otherwise, Kevin's gonna be all mad.
I was gonna say following the Flux, depreciation humor, I really don't like prediction shows. I don't know if we've ever talked about that, especially like in the Nintendo space, because I feel like every Nintendo prediction show is every Nintendo fan just rattling off their favorite Nintendo franchises. It's like, I feel like you could give me any YouTube video and I go, let me guess. Pikmin, Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero, Smash. You can just start rattling off some IPs and you're going to be like 80% right, and unfortunately, we're all like 80% wrong.
The crazy thing, though, here's the thing with Nintendo, though. They're so crazy with what can happen that I think it throws everybody for a loop. Like, you have those moments where you're like, yeah, like, oh, we're going to get this and this and this and this. But, like, then they go like, hey, here's a Star Fox racing game. You know what I mean? Like that's like nobody sees stuff like
then they
that's
hit you with a Captain
like
Toad.
you come up with these outlandish like we're gonna have Animal Crossing in space, but it's not really that unlikely. Like it could happen. So that's that's Nintendo with their quirkiness. I love it. But that's why I kind of some of them are cool. Some of them get like you say very obnoxious. Like I want this, I want this, I want that. And it's like, guys, this isn't your wish list. Like,
there you go. There you go.
Shit of what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
we'll see.
E3 2018, Metroid will crawl.
Also with us, Bobby, we've been talking E3 for like 5 weeks. Every week for the past month, we find one rumor that we just kind of tear apart. So,
well, that's kind of what you got to do. They haven't been giving you much right now, so you got to go from the rumors and all that.
Yeah,
and, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I don't want to, Bobby. I know you got to keep the curtain a little wrapped, but any small nuggets of tidbits. I mean, what's been going on? You're gearing up for something big. I can feel it.
Yeah, I am.
I can feel it.
I am. I can tell you this. Adam Leonard has been very busy. I've had another artist that I don't want to name his name yet, but he's been very busy. All of my co-hosts have been busy as well. And there's a lot of them, trust me, when I say that.
Notice you said plural.
Plural, because there's a lot of them. There's a tremendous amount. A lot of old shows are coming back. A lot of new shows are coming forward. And I think the nice thing is like a lot of people will just be happy that the content that I was doing is back, but there's some changes to it and some twists. And then it just sprinkled in with a whole bunch of new stuff. So I'm really excited. The one thing I did talk about, probably my most anticipated thing that I'm going to be doing, which is kind of a shock as well, is I am doing a podcast with my wife. Crazy. We separate and we're apart, but we've actually discussed it, and it's like we get. It's funny. Just before we went live, Donnie and I were talking. We get along better now than when we were married, And it's like, I didn't think that was possible. You know what I mean? Like I really didn't think it was possible, but I guess because there was some underlying issues, because that's kind of out of the way now, we just kind of talk, and so it's crazy to think that like I'm doing a podcast with her, and it's kind of exciting. So that's probably for me. It's going to be kind of cool to sit back for an hour and talk to her in a podcast format, because she's never done a podcast before. So
yeah,
it's different. You know what I mean? It's a little different, but I will say this. The one date I will say to keep an eye out for is June 25th.
Ooh.
June 25th. Something should drop June 25th. If all works out, it might get pushed 1 week, but right now that's my target is June 25th, and then some stuff gets real. I don't want.
All right.
It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get interesting.
We got dates.
Yeah. Not to completely go too off topic, but how geeked was Tony for that teaser trailer that got released this week?
So check this out, right? So I sent her a message the other day, and I'm like, Bethesda put this thing up, and she's like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. People are speculating and all that. So then when the trailer comes out, she heard about it. She's texting me like, check this out. She's flipping out, going off the rails. And then like she's like watching all these YouTube videos and all this, like trying to decipher it. And so I sent her today, apparently No Clip did a documentary. The two documentaries. One was like Bethesda, and the other one is the making of this game. So I sent her the trailer that went out today, and I'm really interested in that. Daniel Dwyer does an amazing job. If anybody hasn't watched that series, go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's youtube.com, No Clip. Just phenomenal documentaries on everything we love, and he does it in such an aspect that it's like, wow, it's just mind blowing. Like the Doom one actually made me go buy Doom. It was so good, and I was like, I get sick of first-person shooters, but I'm going to go buy this game because this documentary was so amazing, and it's definitely pretty awesome. So yeah, she was pretty excited.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Speaking of excitement, Donnie, I can't think of who better to recap the little tidbit of news that dropped this week.
Okay,
it's something near and dear to you. I mean, you did a brief podcast already on it, but if you want to hit it again,
yeah, we had an emergency podcast with the Sheck. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
yeah, I can hear
my
you.
earbuds sounded weird all of a sudden. Maybe they're coming out of the mic. Yeah, we did an emergency podcast. Was it? Oh God, what is today? Tuesday night. Caroline, me, and Lobo, as we talked about all of the Pokemon news that dropped in spectacular fashion. So if you want to hear all of our thoughts, including how awesome that Pokeball Joy-Con is, you can grab that and download that. But, you know, it's coming in November, so that's already something we know we can put on our prediction list, that Pokemon will be there. And there is a Pokemon Quest game that is out right now on that Switch, and I put money into it, and I've been playing it like almost like I haven't.
Oh God! Why am I not surprised?
I haven't played another game this week since Tuesday, but this is now. Granted, I haven't been playing a whole lot of games. We've had a lot of content that we've dropped overall. Plus, my week at work has been quite stressful. But this game is better than expected. And I'm not here to tell you that it's a great game. It's a mobile game. It's got some grind. It's not even all that difficult. Here is how I will sell the game to you, though. You want me to pitch it to you? If you like to play games while you're watching TV or movies, or while you're spending time with somebody else and you don't want to be completely enthralled in a world, you want to play something but you still want to be present, that's the game. That game is perfect for that. It's interesting. When I first started playing it, I really didn't like it because I couldn't control where the Pokemon were going. I wanted to run around, and they're like on autopilot. They move, and you select their attacks. Also, the controls, like, it's a touch game. Like, it's touch-based. So if you're playing with a touchscreen, you're fine. If you're playing with a controller, it might be a little difficult. I found out, though, on Reddit, you can make it better because you can actually select your attacks with buttons, and you can use the triggers to cycle through your Pokemon, which they don't really tell you when you play. So you don't have to do that. You can just do that and keep pressing the buttons, and that made it 10 times better. But the core loop is basically this. You get the Pokemon, you go on an expedition, use all of your attacks to beat up all the other Pokemon. If you survive, you get some food, you come back to your base, you cook the food attracts other Pokemon that you catch, you get stronger, and you keep doing it. And the whole time you're doing it, you're trying to do this base building thing. It's not all that different than Animal Crossing Pocket Camp in terms of you earn tickets and you can spend the tickets on stuff and that type of stuff. The grind, I would say, was there. I've completed the first world. When I started getting to the second world, I was like, all right, the grind is here. But I started liking it enough that I cashed out my gold coins. I had about $7.50 in gold coins, and I bought I bought that Snorlax pack. So it was I don't know, $9, something like that, after the gold coins, and because I just kind of wanted to see it. I did the same thing with Pokemon Go. So when Pokemon Go came, I was like, I'll throw $20 at it. We'll see wherever that takes me, and if I don't like it, then that's it.
Yeah.
But I do like it because when you put the money into it, now I'm earning more tickets per day. It's not a one-time thing. Purchasing the pack put me at a higher level in the game. So typically you only earn 50 tickets a day. Now I'm earning 90 tickets a day indefinitely. So it's faster. I got extra pots. I got more stones. I got more Pokemon. Anyway, I like the game better than I should. I really do. It's kind of addicting. It's cozy. That's how I would describe it. It's a cozy game. Once you settle into it, you can honestly do it while you're not even paying attention. It's just kind of fun.
Kind of like Sean Capri and podcasting with him. He's cozy. You know what I mean? You just settle in with him, and it's.
Oh no!
It's Jason. Jason will tell you all about it.
Hey, what happens on stream
Stays on
stays on stream. Those OT socks.
I downloaded the game yesterday, and I was tinkering with it, and I was like, "This is actually kind of cool, man. It's different." I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. You know what I mean? Pokemon Go kind of drug me into the whole world of Pokemon a little bit, and I actually re-downloaded Pokemon Go yesterday because of the whole thing with the. I guess we'll talk about it in a second or whatever, but dude, that got me excited. Seeing that whole trailer and all that, and I'm like, dude, that game looks amazing. It looks pretty awesome, and I love the Pokeball Joy-Con or whatever the hell that is. I'm like, that's all. I just want that. I don't give a damn about nothing else. I'll play the game like an idiot. But I was like, I want to check this out. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So, but I got the game and I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but whatever. It's cool. It's all right. But I immediately, like Donnie said, I felt like immediately like I need to pick my tablet up. I need to pick my Switch up because the using a Pro Controller just sucked. It was horrible. It's
not good.
So,
it's not good for that. Now, my son's been playing it as well, almost nonstop since we've gotten it, and I'm not letting him, put any money into it, of course. And I mean, if you've got kids, it's enough free game. If they're a Pokemon fan, they can just sit there and play it for hours. I mean, it's in that sense. It's like, how much hate can you have for something that like you don't even really have to pay for? You could just play it.
Exactly.
It's kind of hard to just like rip it to pieces.
Hold on, let me ask Kevin.
There you go. The salty.
Sorry, we had to have Kevin on every episode. Sorry, there's our quota.
Yeah, I think he had messaged me and he said it's okay. Yeah, he wasn't a fan. But yes, as Guru mentioned, we have a new Joy-Con coming in the shape of a Pokeball because Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is coming, and it is a reimagining of sorts of Pokemon Yellow. We're going back to Kanto, and you get to play a Pokemon game in an RPG style with some Pokemon Go elements baked in. We did a full recap. My biggest concern was the fact that the catching of wild Pokemon will no longer be done via battle. You will have to just throw a Pokeball at them like Pokemon Go. And that's going to appeal to the millions of people that spent billions of dollars in Pokemon Go, so I can't say that I blame them for that. I just wonder how much game will be there. But we did confirm, at least I believe so. GameSpot, I always do that. GameSpot confirmed that they believe they mistranslated Masuda's quote, and that the original report coming out that night was that there was no online functionality of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, and that like you couldn't battle other trainers. They've since come back out and they said we think it was a mistranslation because he told us that online play will be there, and that was kind of where I was. If you listen to the show already, that's kind of where I was going with Q, because he was very concerned that we weren't going to be battling, and I'm not saying they wouldn't. I just couldn't imagine them releasing a Pokemon game that didn't have something to get that itch. Like either you're going to be able to battle other people, or they would have like a tournament mode or a stadium mode, but there's going to be a way you're going to be able to level up your Pokemon. It can't just be go out here and flick your finger to throw Pokeballs. Like there's something more would have to be there.
Yeah.
So
I like the co-op aspect of it though too.
Yes.
Like, I thought that was kind of cool. Like,
yeah,
like me and my buddy can play, and it would be kind of cool if. So, for me, what would be pretty neat is if I have a Switch and he has a Switch, and we can play in the same game or in the same. But I don't think that's what it is. I think it's a split screen type thing. But I would love it, or you're on the same screen at the same time.
Yeah, you're on the same screen,
like a Mario type game. But I would love it if I could online do that. So this way, I'm going to use the Capri reference, 2 TVs side by side with 2 Switches, and then he's got his screen and I got my screen, but it's kind of like you're playing together. That would be kind of cool. I would like that a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I haven't watched it yet, so I can't.
Oh my god, dude.
Jason doesn't do Pokemon.
I'm just not a big Pokemon person.
Jason, I'm not either, but there's something about it. Like, as an RPG fan, I think that's what's starting to draw me in. Slow, I'm starting to see this isn't a kiddie game that I believed it was for all these years. So for me, Pokemon came at a time where I was kind of just out of range. You know what I mean? Where it was this is kind of too kiddie. I don't want to mess with it. Mario's not kiddie or whatever, but I'm I felt like I was just out of range of it, so I never went and I never saw the phenomenon. The cartoons didn't appeal to me, but actually, as I started to look at it as an RPG element, it's really good, man. It's a really good, solid thing. So,
Pokemon Sun is one of the best games on 3DS.
Yeah.
Now, I say that with a bias because I am a Pokemon fan, as Jason knows. Pokemon and Zelda are probably my favorite Nintendo franchises. So, speaking of Zelda, we have a brand new 3DS on the way in the form of a Hylian Shield. Now, let me ask you a question, because I've said Hylian my entire life, and it wasn't until this week when I started watching other people report it that I heard the term Hylian. How do you guys say it? Tell me I'm not completely wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I always said Hylian.
I've heard Hylian Shield 4 times this week, and it bothers me.
The only time you are wrong, Donnie, in pronouncing things is when you say SNES. It's not SNES.
Yes.
It's SNES. All right.
The SNES Mini Classic Edition console.
What's that?
Nothing.
I believe Hylian was the term used for some of the individuals inside of Beyond Good and Evil. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they had a race in there that were called Hylians, or I think a city or one of the planets was that. So, but it's always been Hylian.
That's what I thought. It threw me for a loop. Anyway, that aside, this is the sexiest 3DS I've ever seen.
Dude,
I'm totally trading up. I pre-ordered that day. I cashed in trade credit. I was like, there's no way. There's no way I can let this go. And I can't believe it. I've had so many 3DSs. Like, we're all looking back on that, like, that was fun. It's time to move on. And here I am buying another model. I can't, but there was no way I couldn't buy that model. Tell me you weren't at least tempted, Jason.
Oh, yeah, totally tempted, because I've been thinking,
gorgeous.
Well, first of all, I thought I was never going to touch that 3DS again. Then the golf was the gateway drug. Then I'm like, okay, maybe if there's a cool game out that gets announced in E3, I'll think about it. And it's like, well, I do like RPGs. I still haven't played the Bravely games. Maybe, and I just keep going down that rabbit hole. But I mean, it just, for a Zelda fan, I think this is my favorite, like, edition of a Zelda fan that they've ever done. It's just so the fact that it's not just, decals, so to speak. It actually has some 3D to it.
That seems what they're doing with the 2DSs. Because when you looked at, like, the Pikachu one kind of had, like, a dimples, I guess you would say. Like, it's raised in certain areas.
Some contour to it.
There you go, contour to it. And to me, that's kind of cool. So, like, when I saw this one, I was like, game on. I'm like, I collect these things. So I'm like, I still have the Samus one that I haven't even opened. Like, I just opened up to look at it. I was like, okay, you're back. You're going back in there.
That's a good one,
done.
too.
I got the Mickey Mouse one, right? 3DS. That's worth like $600 now. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like, so I collect them. I'm a collector of them. I'm like, this thing popped, and I was like, I'm in. Trade up? What are you talking about, Donnie? Like, this is collector. This is an investment, man.
No, it's not. It's
going to put your kids through college one day.
You're going to be upset in 15 years when they try to sell it, and they're like, nobody, you all are nuts.
Right? If GameStop offered like an extra trade-in like bonus for that, I'd be. But I need my 3DS in order to do a system transfer, right? I have to have both.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing.
So
I have the benefit of I have one and my son has one. I have the Pokeball edition with the Pokeball with the clicker, like the button. So it's the 3D contoured version. So I went to my son, who has my old model, the faceplate 3DS Slim, as I call it, with the faceplates, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, I'm buying a new model. Which one of these do you want?" And of course, he was like, "I want that Pokeball." So we're both going to have the 2DS XLs, and so I'll be selling the new 3DS Slim with faceplates on eBay. I'm not going to trade it in because you can't do the system transfers. So my interesting dilemma is it comes with Link Between Worlds installed on the system. So I'm running through like these crazy scenarios where when I get the system, I link it to my son's account, then clear the old 3DS and transfer it to there, so then I can transfer my stuff to there, so I don't waste the original game, and then transfer from his old one to the Pokeball. Like, I'm running in my head, like, how do I make this work without losing the game?
Yeah, you want the free game.
I want the free game.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sadly, I'm coming to the realization it's probably not worth it, considering the game's like $20. Like, you just buy the game.
They're not doing you any favors by giving you this thing for free.
Yeah.
But it looks gorgeous. Like, it really does. The minute I saw it, I was like, yes. Like, sign me up. And like, it's not, the crazy thing too is, like, it's not E3 yet. It's like that prelim, you know what I mean? But like, it felt like E3 because we got that, and then I guess we'll talk Mega Man. Like, that came right after, and I'm like, I'm like, good God, what are you doing to me, Nintendo?
What is GameStop doing to get all the exclusivity? How much cash are they throwing around?
The thing. Well, you don't have Toys R Us, so Toys R Us is like,
that's true.
And best. Not that GameStop. I feel like in all of this, GameStop seems to have gotten a better grasp on things. The only issue I have with it, though, is they don't put out a lot of and that's not necessarily GameStop. That's Nintendo. I've been the biggest, harshest critic on the way they handle exclusives, because when you had an amiibo that hit all the stores, you would necessarily get like 500,000 for each store, in theory. You know what I mean? Like, I know that number is probably wrong, but like, we'll use that number as a number. So all Best Buy, Target, and all that, we get Walmart 500,000. But it feels like when there's an exclusive for the store, that store still only gets 500,000 rather than getting like 2 million of all the stores.
Right.
Because like this and then like the Dark Souls one, like boom, going like immediately. And it's like, this is nuts, man. But good on them, you know?
Dude, the Mega Man amiibo looks sweet though too. I love that pose.
Sweet. It does look sweet. That should have been like the original Mega Man amiibo, not like, you know, like that's
the only thing that can make that Mega Man better is if he had a PP stand, a little PP yellow stand.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. You got a clear stand going up in like
So for those
I shouldn't use profanity. My bad.
So for those not in the know, Mega Man 11 got a release date this week. What was it? October 4th? Is that or is it 11th? I can't remember. I'm going off memory here. And it was announced as GameStop exclusive, and you can pre-order now. A pack. You get what? The game, Mega Man amiibo, a boss stage select.
Cleaning cloth. Oh boy, and some stickers. So,
oh boy, rush out for those.
But
the amiibo is the only thing that I want.
Yeah.
I care less about anything else.
That game looks good too. That trailer. Oh, yeah. I love what they've done with the visuals on that. It looks
crazy thing is this. Like,
great.
So I mean, we probably all got the collection, right? Mega Man Legacy.
I did not.
I haven't yet. I will eventually.
Just click the X button now and just leave, Donnie. Like, what are you doing?
On 3DS.
Okay, but you didn't have 2 because 2 never hit.
Yeah, but I didn't like the Mega Man collection enough to buy it again. I'm not Mega Man guy.
That makes sense then. So for me, like, it's like I played the Super Nintendo version, right? Which, in theory, I guess you could say is the closest to this new version in terms of graphics and the way it looks. But it runs so slow. It's not even funny. This thing looks like it's flying.
Yeah.
Like, and it just looks like what Mighty Number 9 set out to be. You know what I mean? Like, it just, man, the boss battles.
That game.
It's insane.
That game. I remember when people were actually excited for that.
I was like,
it's back. Yes, Mega Man is back. Capcom won't make Mega Man games. We got this guy. He's back in the saddle, and boy, oh boy.
Dropped the ball with that one. That was horrible. Inafune. He's just
lost a lot of credibility.
He did.
Just a little bit.
Donnie, you want to talk about the supposed leaks we got?
Yeah. So, Guru, did you see the leaks that dropped today on Twitter?
I'm scared.
Destructoid ran.
I try to avoid leaks. Do I really want to hear this stuff? It's going to upset me.
No, I don't think it'll upset you. But
it's like some of the long rumored stuff, really.
Yeah, honestly, here's so there's a couple things giving it some legitimacy. Okay. One, the Destructoid blog didn't report it; they just kind of confirmed it. They said, "Hey, we were at E3 Judges Week. We saw some of these games. This is legit." Here's the other thing: it's not like a list of games in the presentation that you always see every year that's like dumb. Yeah. This is an order form for PVC signs, like signs that you would put over like a demo station with logos on them and amounts. That's what it is. It's a snapshot of just a picture of an order form. So
it's kind of like that year that Mario Maker.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of
like here's a snap. Oh, look, but okay. So, okay, I haven't seen it. Can I just make one guess?
Sure.
Is Fortnite on there?
8 of them. It has the most signs ordered.
Okay, so there's that's not a shocker.
So there are 9 games on this list for signs for demo stations or anything like that. So 2 of them are a sign. One of the games getting 2 signs is Dragon Ball Z. It's Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Nobody cares about that. Go ahead.
I do. 2 of them is Monster Hunter Ultimate 3.
Okay, that's gonna be good.
FIFA 19 is getting 6 signs.
Nobody cares about that.
StarLink Battle for Atlas, that Ubisoft Toys to Life spaceship game.
Oh god, that thing's
okay. Yeah, okay. I'll check that out.
Paladins, which Jason Lacey mentioned last week on the Nintendo Shack.
Yep,
that Overwatch hero shooter is getting 2 signs. Mario Tennis Aces is getting 8 signs. It's on here too. Overcooked 2. A sequel.
Wow.
So let me ask you a
Didn't
question.
we really say that all that needed to be said in Overcooked 1? Like, did we really need to do a sequel?
That's what I was
This
going to ask.
game-
What is a sequel to Overcooked?
Do you still have family members you haven't alienated or friends?
I think that caused me and my wife's divorce, honestly. Like, that was...
That
game-
stream, there was anger in that stream.
You go back and watch the streams, and I was cursing at her and stuff, and then not long after, she's like, you gotta go, bro. Like, see you later. So, it wouldn't surprise me. But like, why not just continue to expansion packs? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know.
Maybe they're making it a little bit easier, so if it's 2 people rather than 4, because that's the biggest issue with that game. You have to have 4 people playing.
Or add multiplayer support, online multiplayer support, please, for people like
that
me
would
who
be good.
have no friends.
That would
in
be
real
good.
life.
That would be something that would be worthy of a sequel. I'll give you that.
Yes.
And
That
then
I'll give you.
the last one that I saw, I actually had to look it up because I've never heard about it. Apparently, it's very popular, so I might just be dating myself, might make myself look like an idiot. Killer Queen.
Never heard of it.
It's an arcade game that apparently is very popular in like barcades, like very popular.
Oh, okay.
If you
I
YouTube
only
it,
know
you
the
can
Queen
find
song.
it. So I went and looked it up and did like some YouTube digging. Like IGN and GameStop, they've always done stuff like this.
Look it
It's
up,
a
too.
10-player multiplayer, like pixel graphic platformer arcade game, and it actually looks fun. And not only does it look fun, it looks like Nintendo style. Like it looks like
Holy crap!
it
10
looks
player?
like the type of game that Nintendo would go out and try to get. Actually, like that was when I saw it. I was like, so ultimately, this entire leak is boring enough that I'm going to say I think it's legit. I'm like,
Well,
this makes a lot of sense.
I mean, Mario Aces, we already know, obviously, is going to be there. So it makes sense to some degree. But I think the thing that kind of holds me back a little bit is, like, that's the only Nintendo games that are coming.
So I've heard a lot of people say that. Remember, this is just a screenshot that somebody took on their phone from an order form. This could be
Okay.
multiple order forms. This may not be in the direct itself. This is
Okay.
show floor playable demo station.
Well, if I'm able to play Fortnite on the showroom floor at E3, I will be... Yes. You'll be... I played Fortnite on the Xbox before I packed it away, before I got buried in the ground and all that good stuff. So I like the game. I think the game, and I said from a very long time that like I felt like the game fits Nintendo's style, like art style, way much more better than PUBG or whatever. So for me, like I'm excited for that one. Like I will get, and if it's you're able to play it on this, why in the world can you not play it on a Switch? It makes no sense whatsoever. So I think it's a no-brainer that it's coming, and especially like it was weird because Epic teased it, right? And then for April Fools, and then go, we're not even, it's not on the radar. Like, stop. That's a Nintendo comment. Like, not on the radar. It's like the hottest system last year, and you're not even thinking about it. Like, no.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, do you like your company? Do you like money? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, people say about Nintendo all the time. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So
I mean, I mean, they could really benefit from having a battle royale game on their platform. I know they've got one coming. I can't remember the name of it. There's that one that's
but that's
on there,
not.
But I mean,
like,
yeah.
Then again, people said the same thing about Fortnite when Fortnite first came on the scene. They were like, "Oh, we got PUBG. What do we need this for?" And then all those guys do is get Drake apparently to play the game, and it explodes. So
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Jason, would you do Fortnite on Switch?
I still havened played Fortnite.
I haven't played it either.
I haven't played it. I mean, I could have jumped on a PC how long ago and I could check it out. I tried PUBG briefly. It depends if there's. Well, I would on Switch because you know what? I've got how many people that I actually enjoy playing games with also have a Switch.
Yep.
So I mean, that's the thing. I like to play with other people I know, and on PC, I just don't have that player base any longer.
What you really want to do, what you're saying is, you want to plug your headset into your phone to talk to everybody while you're playing PUBG, while you're playing Fortnite. I got you. I understand.
Don't worry, I got a special dongle. There's a Fortnite edition. That's my prediction. I get the Fortnite edition dongle adapter for the Nintendo Online app.
That makes sense.
That's free.
That makes sense.
This leak did make me go back and look up the StarLink trailer from E3, and I was mentioning Everspace. This game doesn't look all that different than that, and it looks pretty cool. It's just the whole Toys to Life bit really throw me off almost instantly. It's like I don't need any more of that. I'm sure my son would like it,
Yeah.
Honestly, Legos and building. I'm sure he would like that, but I just don't know how much I can get into something like that anymore.
I just think this is kind of a cool thing. I don't know. Look, for me, I don't know. It's one of those Labo things where it's like, I don't think this is for me, but I like the concept. And I think if I was probably like 5 years younger, I'd be all over it. Now, if I was a kid, if I was a teenager or something, like, I'd be all over it. Like, this would be so cool to play with.
My thing is, I'm sure my son would like it, but he also liked Skylanders, and I got a bunch of those laying around. It's like he likes everything until he, until he 2 weeks, and then he never plays it again. It's
until
like,
Smash Brothers comes out again.
There
and
you
then
go.
There
you go.
Bobby, you brought up a word that it sounded so foreign to me. Labo. What is that? I just don't. I don't hear about that at all anymore. It's just like it poof. It's like
I think because this is my opinion.
Was it just on Fallon last week?
It was a few weeks ago, I think.
My feeling on Labo is Nintendo probably should have held out maybe another year for Labo. And the reason why I say that is this. The first year, the early adopters were the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans are not little kids. And I felt like it was, although you had some hype from parents, it kind of missed a little bit. It was a little bit of a misstep, I feel, because you didn't have enough. If this was for 3DS, then yes, a lot of little kids have 3DSs. They just now announced the separate dockless Switch, in theory, in hopes of getting more in the hands of families and kids.
Yeah.
That's why I think like another year, so that way like Donnie has like 3 more Switches in the house, then it's the time to hit. You know what I mean?
What's happening?
We're not planning to bring the the dockless Switch to the North American market at this time.
BS. They'll probably announce it at E3.
Exactly.
It'll probably get announced during E3. Now, it won't be part of the conference, but they'll announce it like during Treehouse, like, oh, by the way, we got this new package, and this is what it's going to be. And
now, I expect Labo to sell well in holiday. I just think it's a seasonal thing.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. I'm definitely going to buy it. The only reason I didn't buy it was because I'm in disarray at the moment.
But like, you got a giant projector behind you. You got room.
That thing is gorgeous. I love that thing.
Hey, I've seen gifts. You got like the dev kit of the Labo. I distinctly remember.
Dance around Amazon boxes and whatnot.
I get the Amazon box. That was when it first announced. I was drunk as hell on the stream, man. Just dancing around. I was wrecked that night. What people don't know, okay, a little backstory. My wife had told me, like, we're done. And I was home alone. And I was, like, wallowing in tears of alcohol. Space. And it was like, I'm going to get drunk.
Time to stream all night and keep
I'm going to stream all night. I'm going to get lit. And I got lit. And there's video footage to prove it. So, stuff.
Yeah, I'm holding out for Labo for Black Friday. I'm getting 2 of them. Both my kids will have Labo under the Christmas tree.
Yeah. You would think we'll see a sale or something too at that point.
Well,
it's a Nintendo. Oh shoot! I'm going to pull from the chat. Turbo Jesse asked, "How much do you guys think Fortnite is going to be? Free on Xbox or
free to play?
Yeah, it's a big free to play.
That Switch tax,
they may. I don't think they will. I think it'll still be digital, but it's possible. I could see them doing like a cart for Fortnite for like $20 or something like that. I could
give you like some skin packs and bundle deals or something.
Let's be clear. Fortnite isn't free, correct? Just
Battle Royale.
It's almost like a free to play.
Right. Yeah, the Battle Royale portion is free, and then there's
other modes that you have to pay for and all that.
Because there was a long time ago when that was going to be a different game, and then they're like, "Hey, let's make this Battle Royale version," and then it was like, "Hey, everyone loves it now."
Yeah, I think that version will be free. They might charge for the other stuff like they do across the other consoles, but I don't see Nintendo charge, and it's not Nintendo's choice. That's the thing that blows me away with a lot of people. Like, oh, well, it's not Nintendo's choice. Nintendo's not saying to Bethesda like charge $60 for Doom, or that's the developer's choice. Like, they're the ones that set the prices. It's like, go back and look at all the tweets that Jules Watcham put out before games come out, and he's like trying to gauge to figure out what the market is calling for certain games. Like, that's what developers are doing. Like, Nintendo doesn't come to Jules and go, "You're going to put that game out for $5." Like, no, it's his decision, his game. And that's the thing where they're all trying to find the market and stuff. And at that point, I think a lot of them were saying like, well, let's just test the market and see what sells and what don't sell. Sold a lot of games because they're continuing to support the Switch, so it didn't matter if it was $60 or not. People did it. I think people are starting to grow weary on people now a little bit. And
Yeah.
I think the tax part, I mean, we see games all the time that come out. They're $19.99 on PlayStation 4 and then $29.99 on Switch. And I think in that regards, I think they're trying to keep par with the price physically because they're not subsidizing their prices by pressing discs. Because like all PS4 and Xbox are discs, so you're kind of lopping all of that together. You're slapping new labels on it. Those cartridges are special, and you've got to pay to have those. And, you know, you've got to pay to have them in quantity. So, you know, I can understand that, especially, you know, in the early beginning. But let's hope that's a little bit behind us now.
Yeah.
I think it will as we move forward a little bit. I hope anyway. We'll see how things go.
And I think that captures just about all our newsworthy.
Well, Sonic Racing was unveiled.
Yeah.
So that's coming to Switch, and I'm excited.
Oh wait, as I said, we've captured all our newsworthy.
Yeah, you can just keep moving past Sonic. We don't need to.
Oh, come on. I like Sonic Racing, except this trailer didn't show any airplanes or boats. It was just cars.
That's probably good. They probably should have showed less of Sonic as well. Better.
Are you playing?
No, I played that game on PS4, I believe, the other version of it. It actually is a good game. I'm not going to knock it. It was actually a fun game. So
now when Star
I
Fox
like
comes,
playing
we
with
won't
Danica
need it,
Patrick. You know, it was kind of
that's cool. Are you playing Runner 3?
Yes, the game is so good, man.
Yeah. So there's a patch
hard
coming
as
for
hell.
it. There's a patch coming for it to make it a little easier.
Well, I hope so, because that game is hard as hell, man.
I haven't made it out of the second world. I got to the second world. I can't get out. I've died like
you guys realize I'm going to have to buy this game now. Everyone's talking about how hard it is.
Jason, I've been telling you for a year to buy this game. I love Runner, man. It's a fun game.
I haven't even got out of the third. I'm on the third level. I'm stuck on the third level.
You're still on like 1-3?
Yeah, man. It's hard as hell.
See, Jason?
Dude.
See, everybody's giving me everything about how I couldn't get out of it. I'm at least through the first world.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard.
The other day, I streamed just level 1.5. I just streamed just level 1.5.
Like for like 25 minutes?
25 times in like 25 minutes. And everybody was like, Dottie, you need to get better at video game.
It's hard, man.
I just love the stream and you're like, I jumped too late again. Still jumping too late.
Yeah, it's hard. Now, my thing, what I said in our chat when this was announced, I'm not opposed to an easy mode because I don't think any kid could beat Runner 3. I'm almost certain of that. Like if your kid could beat Runner 3, like they're awesome. But I wouldn't be opposed to not have. I'm not opposed to the difficulty. I don't like the checkpoints. The checkpoint, like you need another. It's like these levels are so long. They're longer than Runner 2.
That's what I thought.
You need like a third checkpoint, not an easier mode. I like the challenge, but it's There've been levels that I've quit because I'm like, I just can't replay this 4-minute segment anymore. Like it's so long.
Yeah, like I fly through a certain section, and I'm stuck at one section that's almost 3/4 to the end right there.
All
and it's
the
like,
way back.
Man, I don't need to go all the way back here and do all this crap all over again just to get there. Like, I wouldn't mind it if it was like, even if they did like I would say like a 1-second rewind and go like, boom, now go again. You know what I mean? Like that, I think would make it more fun. But it's a really good game, man. It's a really good game.
Yeah, I have been here on Jack trumpeting for Runner since it was announced. I really like Runner 2. And Runner 3's fun too. Like that Charles Martinet stuff is great.
Were we on Discord when Runner 3 was announced? Because I wonder if I just search, if I go in our Discord server, I search
bet you will.
Runner
You can
3.
find it from,
let's
like,
see how
last
far
year.
back I can go. And
do you love it, Guru? Do you also love like when you start the game and it goes, "I'm Charles Martinet and you're not."
Yeah, it's so good, man. The voice is so different than what you're used to. I didn't realize until Runner 2, it was him.
Yeah.
And I was like, crap, dude, this is a totally different voice. It's a great voice. It's an old-timey voice. I loved it. And it was like, this is really good stuff. But, like, for me, like, when they did the first Nindies Direct or whatever you want to call it, like, I got so excited about SteamWorld, obviously, Flipping Death, and Runner 3. Yeah. It had me so hyped up because I was like, yes, this is awesome. I love this game. And
I think I said Runner 3 every month after that Direct. I kept saying
2017, I found a message almost a year ago. You were talking about Runner 3.
I've still been playing it, but I'm looking forward to the easy patch. So, without further ado, let's get into our E3 show. Now, Guru, our overlord and dictator, Kevin, has put down the way that we must do this. So you've got to have 2 things that are definitely going to happen, E3 Nintendo, 2 things that are on your wish list that you want to happen, E3 Nintendo, and 2 things that are definitely not going to happen at E3.
What the hell is this?
This is Kevin's recipe.
Kevin's not even on the show. He's in chat. What the hell?
Podcast manager.
He's dictating to you
He
guys
is.
what you're doing when you're man.
He runs the show. He's the man.
Okay, whatever you say, Kevin.
We just go
Jason,
through the motions.
I do want to put our own spin on it. I say we start at the back first. Let's start with what's not going
What's
to
not going to happen?
Let's ask Kevin first. Is it okay, Kevin, if we start backwards? I don't want to get yelled at.
I'm upset he's in the chat because Kevin never shacks with us, and he was an original Shack, member. And here he is in the chat. He should be here with us. He should. What in the world?
He was the Triforce of courage.
Yeah. Then we found Caroline.
Nice.
Out. Out. But yeah, let's start. Let's start with what's not going to happen. You want me to go first?
You please go first, because I'm yeah.
Metroid will not be at E3.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Now, I'm not opposed to them saying Metroid. They may say the name. They may be like a Metroid, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But Metroid will
Stay
not
tuned
be
to our social media channels for upcoming news on Metroid.
I do not expect them to show us a trailer. I don't expect them to do a dev blog on it. I could be completely wrong. My entire reasoning is they're packed as it is, and there's no point in showing us a game that isn't coming out anytime soon. Because I'm also, in my mind, I'm thinking we're going to have a fall direct, we're going to have a spring direct, we're going to have another E3. There are plenty of opportunities to rev that engine without stealing the spotlight away from the shining star that is Smash Bros.
Yeah. I'll go. I think the N64 Classic will not be at E3. You will not see it until after. That's my opinion.
You like a treehouse thing?
No.
Like
it won't show up at all.
I got you.
I'm talking 2 months later in just a trailer will pop up on Nintendo's website and everybody will lose their mind everybody will be playing Splatoon in a Discord chat, and then all of a sudden someone named Donnie will show up screaming, go to Walmart.
Oh my god!
Everybody goes to Walmart and stops playing.
Oh my god.
Only the next day to have their order canceled.
That was so awesome.
That was the best.
I forgot all about that. Oh my god.
That was good stuff.
Oh my god.
You're up, Jason.
You're up.
I'm going to build on that. I don't think we're going to see anything from Animal Crossing.
That was on my Animal Crossing's not at E3.
I don't think it's coming yet.
I could see Animal Crossing being that.
I want it.
That last, hey,
Yeah,
this is a
exactly.
thing that exists. But I have other ideas for that. So I agree with you. That one's not bad.
Animal Crossing doesn't show well.
It's also
because what do you really, what do you show for it? So it doesn't demo well in terms of on a screen presentation. When they take it and they play to the core and they do their own direct on it, that's a better move for Nintendo than to go oh, here's a couple of minutes of game footage or here's a trailer in a direct. I don't think that works that well. So yeah. I think I can kind of see that but you're going to have a lot of pissed off people if you don't.
Yeah.
People are ready.
My second one, I'd like to preface this. Typically, every year, Nintendo likes to sell something Mario flavored or Zelda flavored. And I'm not sure this year is going to be that. So with that in mind, there will not be a Wii U port shown at E3. I feel like every direct that we've had since the Switch existence, we've gotten a Wii U port. We got Captain Toad, we got Hyrule Warriors. People, you see the tweets, you see it in the live chats. Port machine, port this. There won't be a port at E3. They will be all new games. When I say port, I mean Nintendo ports, not port like Fortnite. I guess could count as port. I'm not talking about Fortnite. Yeah. I'm talking about something that's appeared on a Nintendo console, ported to Switch.
Mother 3 will not be at E3 this year. I've been waiting for this game for 3 years, Emily Rogers. Whenever you got the Pokemon stuff right, and now everybody thinks you're a goddess, but you promised me 3 years ago Mother 3, and I still don't have it. So there's that.
Earthbound Beginnings. She's like kind of right.
That's not Mother 3. That's so far off Mother 3. It's not even that good, honestly. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to show up this year.
I mean, everything I would want to say is just an obvious one, and so that's not even fun.
I know. That's the problem with the way we did this. We've said it all. Like, I kind of feel like we're really ready for it.
I think for the sake of time, I don't even think I have anything worthwhile to.
I've got one more I didn't use. If you just want me to burn it for you.
Yeah, go ahead, because I honestly don't think I've got one.
Bayonetta 3 won't be at E3.
Ooh, I kind of was feeling that direction a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So what's on your wish list then, Jason?
My wish list. I want to see. I want to see some Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove.
Ooh. Okay.
I love Toe Jam and Earl.
Look at the guru just letting him down. This is your replacement if we ran Nintendo, Bobby. Just saying.
It would make no sense at Nintendo's presentation because it's not first party. So then
to the people out there, I understand why you want me back if we ran Nintendo.
Please, I mean,
so
if you
badly,
can come back,
I understand.
Do you realize the ramifications of your decisions? You've screwed the shack up. Like, we've gone to war. It's ridiculous. Far-reaching.
This is Nintendo Shack, not Sega suck. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, this is Nintendo, not.
Then my much more Nintendo approved answer is I want a new Punch-Out game. I want a new Punch-Out game so bad.
Good one.
I'm ready for it. We haven't had one. We haven't had one since the Wii. Yeah. And
look! I don't know if you can see my shirt. Can you see my shirt?
That's the Tyson code.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Love it. Is that what we're doing? We're doing 2?
Yep.
We
can do more. We can do more. If you've got more, we can do more. I don't care.
This guy over here.
Donnie pays the bills.
Okay.
So we just do whatever we
I
want.
thought Kevin ran the show, so I don't know. Now I'm afraid. Like, do I listen to Mom or do I listen to Dad? Like, what happens here? Like,
you never know.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
I want Animal Crossing. I want it so badly I can't even see straight, man. Like, that's the one thing. I don't care to see it. Like, you don't need to show me a lot. You just need to say, like,
tell me it's coming.
It's coming. All they would have to do, you could do the Samus thing or the Metroid Prime 4 thing. Just pop it up with a date and just tell me it's coming spring 2019, and I am gonna lose it all over the place. Like, that's you and
everybody else. Now
I can't. That's what I want.
It's a good segue for me, actually. But I'll just say this. I believe Metroid Prime 4 and Animal Crossing will highlight fall 2019. So my prediction is the one more thing for this year at E3 is Reggie goes, hey, we've got one more thing to show you. Retro's label pops up, and the Star Fox Grand Prix thing is real, and it's spring 2019. I think all the rumors point to this being true. I think this is a great thing to end the show on. I think if it is retro, I think it's far enough along that they can show actual gameplay, so you don't have that Metroid, unveiling. And I think Treehouse can talk about it. They can talk about Star Fox. It's a great fun note to end on. These characters are really fun, and if it's true, and this is what Retro's doing, I have no doubt in my mind that this game is going to look great. Star Fox racing game, flying, shooting stuff, that's going to be a fun announcement. I think it's a great way to end the show. And I'll keep referring to this. Their fall, I believe, is packed. So showing another game that's 2 years out, I just don't think is the best, the best strategy. So I think they show this and they go, it's coming 2019, and it gives that extra carrot. Look at all this stuff you get to play, and you got this coming. So.
What about a long-forgotten franchise? I mean, when are we going to see the next stunt race game? I mean, come on, you guys.
Keep shaking your head.
I did to piggyback on that, Donnie, because I can't drink enough Kool-Aid to share the opinion of some other of my cohorts on the internet that Star Fox Zero is not a good game. It's not a good game. I was so hype when we got the puppets and everything at that E3 presentation. I was so excited with all that. And
puppets are cool.
I mean, I was one of the people that were like, no, you got to give it, you got to try it. Man, I was so wrong. Like, nobody needed to try that game. No. That game was so bad.
I'm ready to get Star Fox back in positive light for so many people, because I think so many people got soured on it after that, and I've always been a fan, and I want Star Fox to be good again.
But you know something, I will say this though, I'm so over people just crapping all over things that aren't what they want at the moment. Like Federation Force was the start of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
Jason
it was
and I
like,
liked Federation Force.
Yeah,
I do like. I like Federation Force,
but nobody tried it. That's the problem. You know
because everyone was like, "This isn't Metroid Prime."
Yeah. And it's starting again with this game, with the Star Fox game. Like, dude, everybody did the same thing. I think it turns into Mario Rabbids 2.0, where everybody crapped all over. Like it was the video gaming darling at E3. But pre-E3, everybody was crapping all over it, talking trash on it. Like, legit, was one of the reasons I left NVC group on Facebook, because these guys were just obnoxious with the attacks. And I was just like, I can't take this no anymore, man. You guys are idiots. Like, it's just enough. And it's starting now with the Star Fox stuff, where it's just like, I deserve better. You deserve better. Who are you? Like, stop with their nonsense. Like, this is idiotic words coming out of your mouth. Let them put the games out that they want. Like, Star Fox Zero was a bad game. What do you want me to? You know,
but it wasn't retro.
So Nintendo should just put Star Fox 1 out.
The thing, though, it wasn't retro. As I pointed out, the people have come and gone. Like, the prime team that people want aren't there anymore.
They're not there.
It doesn't matter, because Retro is an excellent studio. Donkey Kong, excellent. Tropical Freeze, excellent. Metroid Prime, excellent. Everything they touch is really good. I have no doubt in my mind this game will be excellent.
I'm with you. I feel like Retro did better justice to Donkey Kong Country than Rare did. Like, I feel like those two games that they did, those two entries are phenomenal. They are great games. Same thing with Metroid Prime. Like, what they touch is gold, man. Leave it be. Just back off. Let it come out. And you know what? It could be the greatest thing. Like, that might be the future of Star Fox. They might do such a good job on it that could potentially be like, this is what Star Fox is remembered for.
Buys them some Mario Kart time, because they launched with Mario Kart. So if you get another racer out there, it kind of prolongs that racing life.
Yeah. I think we're, the best thing about that is you can't just, enough with the on rails, the same story. That's the best thing. We're finally going in a different direction with that. Yeah. It needs that new life. So
great band of characters. Is it my go or is it your go, Jason?
I think it's mine.
Yep.
I want to see a new Kid Icarus. I did not like Uprising too much. I felt like it was Space Harrier, and no, I don't want that. Give me a 2.5D, kind of what the original was, like a side-scrolling type game, and then you would go into these labyrinths or whatever, but they can jazz it up and make it look updated and stuff. But I loved the original Kid Icarus. I would love a new one with just knock it out the park graphics and just do with his new fighting style, all the new stuff that he does in Smash. With where the bow pulls apart and he uses the knives and all that. Like, that would be awesome to do. And so I would love to see something like that. That would probably be, next to Animal Crossing, that would be the one that makes me flip out the most.
Who's next?
No, I think now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it started with Jason. Jason read 2.
Yeah, because I got my. I'm good.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm not for sure on this title, but here's what I really want to say. This is my prediction. My prediction is there's an unannounced first party Nintendo game that's coming out this fall. I don't know what it is though. I think I've got some options for it, but here's my logic. We're gonna have Smash. We're gonna have Fire Emblem with Pokemon. Pokemon's taken up November. I think everybody thinks online launches with Smash in September. So you throw Fire Emblem in October or December, and then you got Yoshi. But they're gonna double down on one of those months. I think they have to. So there's gonna be another game. I'm gonna say it's Pikmin 4.
I think you're right.
I think Pikmin 4, we know it's been in development, so it's not like that's not far-fetched. But I think Pikmin 4 isn't the title that can push hardware, nor is it the title that can push buzz. But if you sandwich it in with a lot of buzz, it can get a lot of people's eyes on it. So they see Smash, they see, Fire Emblem, Star Fox, Yoshi, and then they see this Pikmin game that they're going to buy the system anyway, and they're like, I might as well check this out. I think Pikmin could be that kind of placeholder. The other idea that I had for this game, Wave Race, because it's been rumored, although I wouldn't be particularly fond of that, but the one that I think could really fit the window nicely would be Mario Party, because Nintendo typically likes to put a Mario game every fall. Like if you look over history, they like to try, if they can, they want to sell you a Mario game, a Zelda game, and a Pokemon game every year. So this year there is no Zelda game and there's no Mario game.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say to kind of piggyback off the whole Pikmin thing was, if you remember last year at E3, Best Buy in Canada had a leak where they put their circular out early, and in that circular was both Smash and Pikmin.
Oh, wow.
Pikmin was actually called Pikmin Worlds. There was no box art for it. It was just like a white case with the name. And it was basically saying like the launch dates were in 2017, and it never happened. Like we know now it never happened, and people were losing their minds. And I feel Nintendo felt like, which granted, they absolutely had all the right in the world. Their lineup was stacked for 2017. And I think they felt like, let's pull these out. Because originally, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I thought the original direct or whatever digital event was supposed to be like 35 minutes. Then they cut it to 25 or something like that. It was 30 and they trimmed it. I think that was stuff that they pulled out, that they looked and were like, you know what? These leaks came out. It ruined our surprise. Let's save it. We don't need it. They definitely didn't need Smash last year. They definitely didn't need Pikmin last year. Like, they were just between the indie games, the third-party games, and their games, they just killed it in 2017. So I think that was potentially... So I think you're pretty right with that one. I think we do see Pikmin 4.
It sounds like a really good stocking stuffer, and just kind of like a little extra. It's the cherry on top. It's that little extra that get people excited about the system, so they buy it.
Yeah. The game's been done for like 2 years now.
I think it's pretty much.
Yeah, kind of.
So. I mean, Miyamoto basically was told last year when he went to E3, "Shut up! You're not allowed to talk to people." And the one thing they did ask him was, it's rumored about Pikmin 4, and he said, hey, Pikmin is not the Pikmin 4 game that we were working on. Because that was a big thing. Like, well, there's your Pikmin 4. Hey, Pikmin. He's like, no. That thing was not Pikmin 4. So I think it's done. Because they're not long games. You know what I mean? They're what? Maybe like a couple hours, 5-6 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, does that bring us to our definitely going to happen?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Fortnite is definitely good. No,
that's a good one.
I was just going off that leak thing. Definitely going to happen. Well, we know Smash is definitely going to happen.
So let's talk about Smash again for a minute.
Okay.
Like, are you guys? I know, Jason.
You have my attention.
We did our prediction show on our roster predictions, but I mean, Smash is the gym. Smash is the shining star. Smash and Pokemon. Those are the heavy hitters, and they're going to hit you on both sides of holiday. And I mean, I love Smash on Wii U, and if it was exactly that, I'd be fine. I'd still be excited.
But I don't think
all of the trailer hype and everything that they put in almost guarantees that it won't be. So I mean, what do you guys? Jason? You're the Smash player. What are you excited about?
Yeah, you go ahead, Jason. Go first.
I just want the game again. I'm just excited to have the game again.
I don't care what it is. I just want to buy Smash.
No, it's true. It's as long as it's, like I said, as long as it's not like Brawl. That's the only way. If it could be like a half step backwards, like Brawl was for Smash, But I mean, really, you could give me anything. You could give me a new game using assets in the engine from the Wii U version. I don't
And
care.
they probably did. They
Yeah,
probably.
I don't care.
There's no way they turned it around that quickly.
Yeah.
To have, I mean, because you think about it, when they announced it for Wii U, it was like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, before it actually launched after the announcement of the Wii U, and because that was supposed to be their catapult for the Wii. That was going to be the launch title that exploded, and it just never happened. I feel like it's going to be this. I feel like, and I think I mentioned this. I don't know. In one of the it might have been Sean's podcast when I did my prediction show over there, but I feel like what's going to happen with Smash is it's going to be very reminiscent of what they did with Street Fighter 4, what they've done with Splatoon and ARMS, where it's going to be the core 12, probably maybe 20 at the launch, and then they're going to do this thing where every couple of months or every month you're going to get a new character. Part of me thinks too they're going to tie that to the online service. So if you are part of the online service, you get the DLC character for free.
Oh man, that's good.
It would definitely get a lot of people on the online service.
New stages released that way. Yeah, I like that trickle down effect. Yeah. The one thing I really hope we see is I want legit like costumes. I don't want palette slots for characters. I want like unique costume sets.
I don't know how. I mean, ultimately, I think Smash is so popular it wouldn't matter, but I could see them getting a lot of gruff for releasing a pared down, launch version for $60.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen, people are going to flip their minds.
They're going to buy it anyway.
Yeah, they're going to buy it. Right. That's the thing. It's so popular, they're probably going to buy it anyway. But
they can. With Splatoon, people balked. The original Splatoon, the set Splatoon 2. Everybody kind of jumped on board with that one. But the original Splatoon, a lot of people balked and then regretted it later. Because by the time the full game got there, they were so far behind everybody, they couldn't really keep up. Be the same thing with Smash. I feel like Smash is the one thing that kind of gets a free pass. And the reason why I say that, like, you're going to have the people complain. There's no doubt about it. It's the internet. People are going to complain about everything. But why I say it's going to get the free pass is this is also the game that they launched Amiibo with. And everybody complained about that. But everybody stood in lines at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get them all. So, so I think they can get away with doing stuff for Smash.
Yeah. Wasn't it on the Wii U that Smash was like the fastest selling fighting game, correct? I believe so. And now look at the install base difference we have with the Switch. So it's gonna go like crazy. So
sorry guys, showing off my wares here, talking to Brand Scott in the chat. So do you think we get new Amiibo with Smash? That's like my big question is there Amiibo? I think we're done with Amiibo.
I don't think we're done. I love Amiibo. I love Amiibo. I'm scared to death that they're going to do this. Because the crazy thing is by the time they finished the Smash Amiibo, they finally got it right. Like, it was finally right where you could, when they launched them, you could get them, you didn't have problems.
Yeah.
Then Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival happened. And sadly, Nintendo misgauged that one. Like, if they would have done Welcome Amiibo, the DLC pack that they did for New Leaf, and then launched the Amiibo, I think the Animal Crossing Amiibo would have done better. Plus, give a little style to them, like not just have them all stand there like idiots, like straight up. And it hurt them. So then when it came around, like the 30th anniversary Zelda Amiibo should have been on par with the way they handled the Smash ones. And they didn't. They didn't do that. So that's my fear is, like, you're looking at, like, the Dark Souls one. I had to import that one from overseas.
Best Amiibo there is right there.
Oh, get out of here with that nonsense.
You want me to go get my cards?
The cards. I don't know, them rip-off cards you bought. But for me, it's like, I want them. I do. But, man, I don't want to go through the nonsense of actually, like, calling out of work and going and sitting in line at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I don't do that.
I was doing it because I had to have them all, man, and I got them all. I have every one that it is, but like I said, I'm importing the Dark Souls one from Japan because
it's so
you can't get it here. It's sold out.
That's why.
I want proper single player Subspace Emissary.
Yes,
that's what I want. I want that, and I want Travis Touchdown.
That's
my stuff.
That was so much fun, dude. That I loved how they took all those characters and kind of intertwined them.
Yeah,
to this
that was fun with cutscenes and
It
stuff.
was
That was
amazing.
great.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
I want that and Travis Touchdown. What's the character you want, Bobby?
I want Shovel Knight. I've been clamoring for it forever. The coolest. This is the one that I think is the coolest idea for a character that not many people talk about it, and it's a shout out to Mark Carabin because he's the only person I ever heard talk about it. Basically, how they handled the Duck Hunt dog, Midna and Wolflink as a character. I think that'd be really cool. Like, I think it'd be really awesome
totally works too.
Yeah. So I would love to see something like that.
Yeah, I was like, we have the amiibo.
Yeah. So it'd be pretty awesome. So, but yeah, I want Shovel Knight, definitely.
Cool.
What about you, Jason?
Gosh, you want
some Hyper Light Drifter, right? Isn't that what the one you?
I would love to see indie games. Unfortunately, we've had Brawl Out, do that with those characters. Because I think it'd be sweet to see, we have Juan from Guacamelee in there and Hyper Light Drifter. Because, dude, Drifter's Bay. But if I had to pull, as long as I can still get Falco, I can't even tell you why Falco's my favorite character. Because even going back from Melee, like before I even learned about, the competitive scene and then your tiers, things like that, whatever. He's always been my favorite character. But if I had to pull like some obscure, something weird from Nintendo, you know what I think would be cool. We won't have it now because we've had, the Microsoft partnership. But I think it'd be sweet to have the Battletoads in Smash. Or
if they did Battletoads and not Banjo, the internet would burn down.
Oh, screw Banjo. Give me Battletoads.
There's so many people that want Banjo.
Honestly, if you were going to do, I think we get the Ninja Turtles. I have a feeling we're going to get the Ninja Turtles in this. But man, could you imagine if they did bring the Ninja Turtles and then did bring the Battletoads? Like that would be
good.
Amazing.
That would be good.
What about Billy and Jimmy Lee?
Oh, I like that pull.
Coming back from the dead.
That's a good one. Well, they did just have double.
Oh, they do. Yeah, that's true.
They did have Double Dragon. What was it, 4?
Or give me what's the one boss, Bobo?
Yeah.
Sean Capri in the chat says Conquer.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Bad Fur Day edition.
So we know definitely Smash is coming. That's one that we think, we're saying is definitely.
Now to get off the Smash train for a little bit, get back to where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
My first definite's Fire Emblem. It's finally shown. It gets 2 versions. It releases this fall, and it gets a special edition that everybody should pre-order immediately. Because if you don't, you won't get it.
Oh, you won't get it. And those things they do a good job with the Fire Emblem.
I'm very excited for Fire Emblem Switch. I hope, and this is where I will kind of draw the line. I hope they don't do something crazy. That seems to be like the theme that they're going with Switch titles. Every Switch title gets a brand new lease on life. Don't mess with my Fire Emblem too much. Like, I like it the way it is. Like, just kind of leave it alone and let it be its thing.
Yeah.
So.
I think something we definitely get is something Splatoon rated. Where I think there's no way that they have this thing, an E3 event, and Splatoon doesn't get something. Whether it be an announcement of the content, because what is it? They said year 1 they were going to do all the DLC packs, and then that was going to be the end of it. And then year 2 they were going to do Splatoon or Splatfest for 2 years, and the support of the other stuff for 1 year. I think we definitely hear something. And you know what? As crazy as it might sound, it could be Splatoon 3, because with the quick turnaround they did between Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, and them saying that after 2 years they're going to be done with Splatfests, it would not shock me if they were to go like, hey, this game is built for the Switch from the ground up, and this is what we're doing. It wouldn't shock me if they did that, because I think that I would love to just see them just continue to add and
that was going to be my response. I just want more expansions. I think every year we should get a Splatoon expansion.
I would be fine with that. I definitely would, but I think Nintendo doesn't. They run the expansions for a little bit and the DLC for a little bit, and then it's kind of like they get bored and they want to move on. And I'm fine with that. Like, like they could actually just add different modes to it.
Yeah. Dude, I miss our Splatoon nights. Splatoon was so much fun.
Dude, the one thing, I was listening to If We Ran Nintendo, not this past week, the week before, when you and Sean were talking about fixing Splatfest.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember if you mentioned this or not, but the one thing that I would say, if you wanted to make Splatfests better, get rid of the popular vote. I think that's garbage. But I would add solo, teams, and then ranked play. Let people do ranked play and calculate those points in as well. And then that would be the third determining factor on it.
Hey, then our team would actually have a chance in the team play, hopefully.
But it's just
saying Donatello won, so Team Donnie.
Donatello Reese, of course.
Team Donald.
Don't do that. Nope. Don't
do that.
Don't wordsmith me like that. Don't do that. I don't even know whose turn it is.
I think it's my turn. Donnie, to pick up what you say, pick up what you said about, we don't have a Mario game this year. I think we're gonna see. I think it's time. I think we need Mario Maker on Switch.
Oh, no, I thought you were gonna go with Odyssey DLC.
Yeah, we don't need. Nobody needs Mario Maker.
Nobody wants Odyssey.
How do you do Mario Maker on Switch? How do you do it on TV with a controller?
Dude, I don't think that's.
Well, I think it's very okay. Little inside baseball. Obviously, Chicken Wiggle got greenlit. It's going to happen. From talking with Jules, the way it is you're going to build on the touchpad and then play either way. I don't think there's a way to really build on the TV the way you did,
Not
which kind of sucks, but,
My big solution for that I think works well is if they came out with some sort of mobile app that you can Mario Maker on your phone.
Yes.
Oh.
If you could build on your phone and then play on the Switch, I think that makes sense. If you can't make that happen, I kind of feel like it's all for naught. If you're telling me to go pick up the Switch to build and then go put it back in to play, I'm not interested.
How cool would that be, though? You could just build levels anywhere. I know so many people that would go
because they had that
crazy
browser
with that.
version that you could.
Yeah.
I think if you could do something like that, I think it works and it's worth it. But and if you bought the game, you get the app for free or something like that. But if you don't want to buy the game, then you can buy the app and play something like that. I think works. But Mario Maker's a tough nut to crack on Switch.
Yeah.
That was
if they're gonna do it, they need to fix so much with that game.
Perfect time.
The don't moves and all that nonsense like that just drained it out of me. The troll levels and all that. It was like they need to make a way to be able to find your friend's stuff easier and all that stuff.
I'm in a Discord server with one of the guys that made one of the most ridiculous levels, and I tried so hard. I had it from the library, and I tried so hard. I think I got through the first checkpoint, and it's
brutal. It's ridiculous.
Yes, it's bad. It's so bad. You hate your life. You thought Meat Boy or Celeste was hard? No.
Yeah, exactly.
103.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
You're up, Donnie.
All right. Here's a definite. That's a little bit of a prediction here. Yoshi gets a Labo toy / amiibo. I'm not sure how they do it. I want to say I think it's like an amiibo, something small that they just package with the game. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did some sort of toy con. It's bigger than an amiibo, but not huge. It's kind of, just something like that, like a figure.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, because look, we saw the Yoshi. It's all this foldable, it seems right. It
makes sense.
The game looks like Yoshi Labo. They should just call it Labo Yoshi. But that was kind of my out there prediction for a definite. Yoshi gets some sort of Labo based toy or amiibo.
For me, I feel like it's hard to predict what's definitely going to be there for Nintendo in terms of what Nintendo does. I feel like a tie-in and a close-knit relationship that's been happening that's going to carry on is I feel like we're going to get Fallout for the Switch. I feel like Bethesda is going to make that announcement that they're bringing it, whether it be Fallout 4 or the 76 that they're talking about. I think
Fallout
and you can't say it wouldn't happen. either Fallout 4, the rumors Fallout 3 remastered, but that apparently isn't going to happen now. So I could either see a Fallout 3 remastered, I could see Fallout 4 happen, or I can see them just go, we're bringing Fallout 76, because they did it with Doom and they did it with Wolfenstein, and they're just not. It doesn't seem they're stopping at it, at anything. So it wouldn't shock me if they did it.
I like that. This is almost could have been probably more wish list worthy, but SNES remix. I'm ready for it. I love the remix games.
This isn't what you want, Jason. This is what's going to be there.
That's why it's going to be there, because Reggie's just like, you know what, that Jason Lacey guy, he's on one of my favorite podcasts. I'm going to help him. I'm going to help him out.
Oh Lord.
It's funny, you go retrospect, it's like there's so many games now that I unfortunately had to sell my Wii U in order to afford a Switch. And there's so many games that go back and I was like, man, I wish I could still play those. And I could on the 3DS, I could, but I just had so much unexpected fun with remix, and I'd love to see that. I want to see that series continue.
I mean, we all did our 2, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one thing I think is going to get announced is I feel like they're going to do. Obviously, Virtual Console's dead. I think it's just a rebranding. It's going to be called the Classics, and I think they do bring that in. I think it gets announced at E3 where they're just going to be like, yeah, Virtual Console's going. Like, that's the thing. Like, how dumb would Nintendo be? They were the ones that started it. They have such a lore with people rebuying these games and wanting these games. Why would you not bring back a Virtual Console per se? I think the name is dead. And the reason why I say that is, if you remember back after the Switch was launched, people were asking Doug Bowser about the NES Classic and why isn't it being made and all that stuff. And is it because of Virtual Console? And he said, like, our vision of the Virtual Console is diversifying, and we feel like these mini machines are Virtual Consoles in their own degree. And people are like, no way. But him saying that, I feel, is they branded those the Classics line. And I feel like if Nintendo views those as classics or as Virtual Consoles, them rebranding it as Classics just makes sense that we get that back, and then it becomes the Classics. And I feel like the 20 games they give you for free, those are going to be the games that are multi or online multiplayer, and they change them up a little bit, but you'll be able to like buy NES games that don't have that online stuff. So I feel like they'll still give you the 20 games for free. Mm-hmm. The other games will come and they won't give them to you. You'll have to buy them. And I think that's that's the Nintendo way. And that to Nintendo, that makes the most sense. I just can't see them doing away with never bringing out old games to buy again. Yeah. Like, that just makes no sense.
When you have that library, that catalog,
it's not like it's, and especially with Nintendo, they see the numbers. They see what like Mega Man's doing. They see what Sonic games are doing. They see what all the SNK games are doing. They have to know that like people want
that.
I mean, they're not stupid. They know people want their games. I just see them not just leaving that money on the table. Like, you could actually bring out NES, SNES, hold off the N64 games till a year after the Classic comes out, and then go into that, and then next year when you do the GameCube, if they do the GameCube and not go to Game Boy, then you could then do, the N64 games, and then hold off on the GameCube games, and then that year after that, do a Wii Mini, which they kind of already did to some degree, but what I mean, like, they could continue this trend to every year give us the console, emulators per se. But I don't know. I think we're going to see Classics show up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think the Shield getting Mario Galaxy HD and all that kind of stuff, I think at some point that makes its way over. I think that might be like the Mario and Zelda that the fall gets at some point, but I just don't think they're at E3. I think that's a fall direct thing. Like, hey, Galaxy HD is out in the middle of October, and everybody runs to get it, and it's exciting.
I would love that. I honestly would. I would love that. It would be so awesome.
They didn't make that game not to release it at some point.
Yeah.
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 That game's coming at some point.
Yeah, that game is.
They're probably
amazing.
just identifying an appropriate window. They're going to use it when they can. Because that's the thing I mentioned the other day in our Discord. I started taking a look. I started looking at month to month, week to week, games that we still know are coming that haven't come. It's starting to get crowded, guys.
Yeah.
I got like 30 Switch games I'm trying to keep up on. Like, there's a lot of games that I'm currently have my thumb on.
Dude, I'm going to be able to buy like 3 games. So.
Yeah, but you're still paying attention to them all. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of games. So
That's true.
yeah, it'll be interesting. My only other one was I did have a wish list that I want to mention for Coach Mo. Madden for Switch gets announced at EA's stage show. So that would
You know
be
what shocked me was
fantastic.
the FIFA shocked me. FIFA 19 that shocked me because my understanding was they were kind of done with Switch,
It didn't sell.
and then
like
they
they
announced
wanted,
FIFA
right?
19, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like, I thought you guys were done. So it might bode well that maybe it's sold better than they expected, and they're like, hey, we're gonna keep pushing and see what happens. So we'll see.
Okay.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Well, I don't have anything more to add E3. I'm just ready to get it over
let's
with.
get it over with.
I'll tell you what's going to happen at E3. I will be there at E3.
That's right.
With Jules Watcham. We'll be playing Soccer Slammers.
I'm so excited for Soccer Slammers.
Oh, I am too. That game looks so cool. But we're actually going to set up someplace. We're not sure where with the Ojo. We're going to post it up on like a wall and just sit there and play some Soccer Slammers, and so it'll be fun.
How perfect is that with the Ojo with you there? Because I mean, how great is
that's
that going
good.
to work
That's
out?
good.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Well, so while Bobby's at E3, we will be over here streaming all of our E3 reactions live. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I know we've got Caroline committed to the day. We've got Jason at least committed to the direct.
I hope
feel
so.
like Caroline and I are going to be streaming for like 5 hours. To watch all of that Nintendo Direct. We're just going to be sitting here just like tired. But
Are you wait? You're streaming the Treehouse live as well?
yeah,
Oh, that's so cool.
gosh.
that's what I
That
did
is
last
so-
year. But it was just me and my kids. And you hear me
Yeah.
go into like this cussing frenzy when they dropped a 3DS Metroid game in the middle of Treehouse of all places.
Yeah.
I was like, what the? So Caroline, having seen that, she's like, I want to be there for that. Jason will be at work, but he typically
I just watched it all while I'm
he
doing
closes the door at a convenient
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
and kind of whispers into his mic. So, but yeah,
That's
we'll
awesome.
be streaming. We'll throw all of our webcams into the feed, and we'll just be hanging out. Watch party. PSVG
That's
watch
amazing.
party. You guys come
That's
hang
amazing.
out with us, and
I like that.
Caroline will be back next week, and hopefully, I don't know about you, Jason. But I was thinking maybe do something short next week, and there's nothing else to really say about
Yeah.
E3. So
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bobby, why don't you let's hear that catchphrase.
That is all.
There it is.
Look at
There.
the back of my business cards.
Yes. Bobby, thank you so much for joining us. I know
Thank you for having me.
keeping you up late on Thursday night. You're gonna have an early
okay.
morning tomorrow.
It's okay.
But we appreciate it. Finally got you on the shack. Obviously looking forward to everything you got going. Where should people pay attention? You got this big announcement
Twitter.
coming. How can they, if they don't already know, how can
At
they follow
Nintendo
you?
Gurus, Instagram, Twitter. Also, I hang out over in the Make Us Better Discord a lot. Go check that out as well. It's kind of fun. It's a good community that we have growing over there and all that stuff. So,
There's some all right people there.
yeah, there's some alright people. Rybo is the greatest, man. Did you see the GIF he did today?
the meteor.
Yeah, like
I
it's
saw
like
that too.
rocket ships
Oh, is that-
landing. Like rocket missiles are hitting all over the place, and also you see my face just hit the ground and exploding. I'm like, I gotta have that.
Rybo, I have a request. I want a Majora's Mask Bobby face mashup.
Oh
Of
Jesus!
it could be the moon just coming in.
Oh, you're brutal, man.
that's good.
And he's working on it right now. That's the sad thing. He's like, that's a great idea. And he's-
I don't even want to admit how long I've made that crappy Zelda, the Breath of the Wild one with you. That took
that was
forever.
awesome, dude. I love that one.
Ever.
It's great.
Donnie, master of PSVG. Legions of people already know. You've got tons of great content you put out the past couple weeks. All this MomoCon stuff. Check out psvg.blog. Check out our YouTube. Donnie was killing it, interviewing all these people, doing work. How can they find you, Donnie?
They can find me over on Twitter as dubbed by one Sean Capri. Playing Nintendo. Ain't no G's in playing Nintendo. And thank you for giving the MomoCon spotlight. We posted our interview with Yacht Club Games, maker of Shovel Knight, today. And we've got just one more tomorrow, a little mini one, before we do our MomoCon Deep Dive podcast this weekend. But it's been a fun week. We did Troy Baker, Nolan North, the voice of Gohan, Yacht Club. Tomorrow we've got Xbox dropping. It's been a blast. Suda, of all things, Suda51 signed a game case for me. I have a blank game case ready to put some Travis Strikes Again artwork right into it. Can't wait. What a week it's been for me. It was amazing.
Awesome.
It was amazing.
Awesome. You can follow me, JW Lacey. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so I got to wrap some presents for after this podcast. So on that note, I think we're going to shut down the shack. Come back next week. Stay tuned for PSTG for all the awesome E3 stuff we got coming up. Again, thanks to Bob for coming on the show, and please come back next week for more Nintendo Shack.
Good night, Koopalings.
This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?